One of the biggest problems now facing His Royal Highness the Prince of Wales, Prince William, is this ongoing battle with his father, His Majesty the King. And the issue that you have with His Majesty the King is the fact that, as we all know, he doesn't like change, doesn't like to rock the boat. And a lot of people now believe, of course, that Prince William, under his reign, will be a totally different reign. When he sat down recently with Eugene Levy, he basically said, well, he wanted to modernise the monarchy. And as I've told you before, chums, really, don't read too much into that, because every monarch does the same thing. Queen Victoria modernised the monarchy, but many people, of course, don't remember or are not around in that period. But she shaped the way that we looked at life. She was a period, of course, of great invention. The wonderful Victorians that gave us things like the London Underground, the sewers that we mentioned recently, and of course so many buildings that have stood the test of time today. She was the backbone of that, able to sign a lot of that big stuff off. But the problem that you had in that particular era, or not a problem, a possible bonus in many respects, was the fact that people really revered the monarchy. You know, they were not under the scrutiny as they are today. Yes, there were periodicals like Punch magazine that scrutinised and made fun and did cartoons, but not many people could afford to buy it, only the elite classes. So it only reached a certain level. In this climate today, what you've got, a big problem, is the fact that it's right here on social media with you and I, and we're discussing it within seconds, whether it be Prince William's helicopter flying back into Kensington, as I showed you the other day, or indeed the fact that Catherine's going to do a speech. Within seconds, it's out for the world. And sadly, in many issues, in my opinion, a lot of the good stuff is missed because, oh, here's the next story, here's the next bumper. Do you see what I mean? Now, the problem that William and His Majesty the King truly have is this. It's Prince Andrew, who's gearing up for his very final Christmas over at Royal Lodge. And William is none too happy. As ever, let me explain. Morning, chums. Nice to see you. Thank you so much as ever for joining me today. Welcome one and all brand new subscribers. Lovely to have your company. By the way, can I just thank you for all your support regarding my missing MP? Yes, you know, it's a serious matter. I know I'm smiling and it's nothing to be smiling about. This is a woman that just evades scrutiny, doesn't clearly want to deal with the direct day-to-day problems, i.e. crime, worries, fears, all of that sort of stuff. Quite happy to post along and stand alongside group meetings that don't necessarily do anything other than her standing. But I'm not letting go, and as many of you pointed out, thank you for that at least, you know, because I believe that if you are in a position like this, make them accountable. It's the only way forward. That's exactly what some might say Prince William is trying to do for Prince Andrew. It was all there, wasn't it, in the black and white on the steps of Westminster Cathedral. They could barely hide their contempt. Andrew knew that the writing was on the wall because he knew what William knew about certain alleged files. And what's interesting is Andrew, alongside his wife Sarah Ferguson, was beaming away, little knowing, of course, that this would be their very last major outing of substance under their titles. And very quickly, whether you like it or not, I believe that His Majesty the King, King Charles, activated and dealt with in the best way that he saw fit. You see, the bigger problem that you have, and this is the issue that I find, as you know, many of you know, going up and down and meeting people, lots of chums and all that sort of stuff, is they ask me this question, and it's a pivotal question, this. Why on earth then did Her Majesty the Queen pay out such a substantial amount of money? Not the 12 million that the mainstream media tell you about, but the basic, you know, why would you pay all of that money? A valid and good point. But my belief, and this is from talking to people, etc., is the fact that, of course, well, the bottom line really is she was told what he told her. And you have to remember, this is a lady at this point in her 90s, already suffering from severe illness and probably thinking, well, you know, who am I going to believe? I mean, this is the problem, isn't it? You know, she's still a mum, end of the day, and no doubt she had people around her, but consequently she had to go with her gut feeling. I'm not defending, I'm just saying this is my surmise of what that could have been. Perhaps she was told, do this, it draws a line under it, and at the time of the Platinum Jubilee, there was that. As I told you, Prince Andrew desperately wanted to push ahead and have his day in court at that particular period. Now, I would suggest that's almost impossible, given the fact that one of the main, players has sadly taken their own life. And so consequently, this is the bombshell left. So why is this now a huge problem? Well, the problem is that not only do the public, the general public, the subjects of course, this particular country and the Commonwealth want the removal of Prince Andrew from the line of succession, but William wants it to go a stage further and truly believes that the whole thing should be utterly cleaned up, and many agree. You see, if you think about it right now, should of course a catastrophe happen, it instantly becomes under, of course, Prince William, His Royal Highness the Prince of Wales. But then falling next in line would be Prince George. And the problem for that is he's still a little boy, right? So obviously you would see how that would act in the art of constitution, the way it's panned out. But you see, what William believes is that the public now need to see a complete reset of the monarchy. And what he would like is, not out of spite, but literally for the salvation, some people might say, of the monarchy, to remove the likes of Prince Harry, who's openly admitted that, he's not coming to live back here. America is home, right? This is what he has said. And on top of all of that, you've then got people that they've never met. I mean, this is the core problem. And this is the fight, really, that's going on behind the scenes. As you know, His Majesty the King and Prince William, Catherine, the Princess of Wales, all senior members of the British monarchy, do not know the other two members in the line of succession, Lily and Archie. They're not allowed to meet them because Prince Harry, who's also in the line of succession, is saying, unless you apologise, well, we're not giving in. William's conception of this is, well, why on earth then should you be in the line of succession dictating to us who have to carry on doing the job? Do not forget also that Prince Harry very famously said on camera, right, on camera, that the bottom line is nobody wanted the top job. So William realises that looking at the website and looking how this looks, there you have Prince Andrew, the former known as Prince Andrew, currently in this position, who could really, he's not going to be in the line of succession. That would be the end of the monarchy. But likewise, you've got Prince Harry and then, of course, Archie and Lily. And consequently, the public feel, well, why should they have that exposure when clearly, I'm not blaming the children on this, but this is all Harry and Meghan's problem. Selfish, petulant, and of course unkind, despite what Meghan likes to give us the authenticity of her life. Well, clearly, if she wants to be authentic, kind and real, and the humanitarians that they claim to be, they should have then cemented some deal with His Majesty the King, at least sort of so he could see these people that remain in the line of succession. According to an excellent source, William wasn't even in for the gaffe of giving, of course, the titles to Archie and Lily, and that started a huge problem. So whatever you think behind the scenes, not things are going incredibly smoothly, but it's all down to the fact that William wants to modernise. But of course, even with that comes problems. But right now, this is what William is really wholeheartedly pushing forward. Do you agree with him or not? As ever, let me know in the comments below. And if you can, please like, share. Neil Shaw, Kensington, London.